Welcome back to DS Trucks. So, I've done something controversial on the channel and I've got some explaining to do. And what that is why I decided to pull this beautiful dump trailer in the snow just to carry snow blowers. Now, the viewers, you guys have voiced your opinions. A lot of you guys have said how that was a horrible idea and I shouldn't have done it. I even got one guy who left a comment saying just because you can do that doesn't mean you should. What I'm doing is I open my tailgate and I let my salt spreader hang down off of my tailgate so I can have an extra couple feet over here, and I can put my snow blowers in here. And well, in my situation I could also just put the snow blowers in here as well, but it would be too heavy to pick those things up and put them that high up. I mean, you can pick them up and put them in a bed of a truck, but even that's kind of hard. But putting them over the rail of that's not an option for me. It's just too hard. I can get hurt doing that. But anyway, I want to explain myself a little bit because of some of the negative responses, which I do appreciate guys being honest if they feel like something is not a great idea. But I do want to address some of the reasoning and thought process that went behind me making that decision to pull this trailer in the snow, in the salt. It is a beautiful dump trailer, and the last thing you want is this thing to be looking beat up. So why did I do it? So it all comes back to this storm coming in real crazy. They were saying the storm was going to be insane. They were calling for all this snowfall. They were saying it's going to be 10 to 12 inches of snow. It ended up ultimately not being that much snow. But when they were predicting it, I was looking at all my equipment. I was looking at all the guys I had, and I was wondering, is this going to be enough equipment to be effective during this storm? Is there anything I can do better? Is there any move I can make to make myself more effective for this 10 to 12 to 15 inches, and some models were predicting all this crazy snowfall. So right away I started getting on the phone and making calls. Can I get snow blowers? Can I get more snow blowers? What I ended up doing is finding two snow blowers, pretty good snow blowers, the Toro Power Clears, but they were $850 each. It ended up costing me $1,700 to get these two snow blowers. That is a big expense, guys, just to do snow. I mean, how much money are you gonna make in one storm? $1,700 and two new snow blowers. So that brought me to 5 Toro Power Clears and one dual stage Ariens snow blower. So with that, I was pretty well equipped. I could give 3 machines to the utility trailer behind the F-250, 3 single stage machines, and I can take the 2 new ones on my crew with the F-450, and I could have all those machines out running at the same time. And the reason I really wanted to do that is because over the last couple of weeks, we were lucky enough to find a good number of helpers. I was not aware that we were going to find all these helpers. So being that we had so many helpers, I did not want these guys that had just started working with me to have to go out and do heavy shoveling, because we have been just using shovels. And I even had to go crazy, guys, and buy a ton of shovels. I had to spend $300 on just shovels because I ended up having to turn a couple guys away because I literally didn't even have enough shovels to give them. So I had to stock up on shovels, like $300 worth of these poly shovels, these snowplow brand shovels, to make sure that I could even hire these people to even have shovels in their hands. So I did that, a couple days before. Then I brought on more people, and it came down to it. My thought process is, if I can put 4 guys into this truck, so with me that'd be 5 guys. If I could put 5 guys in this truck and I have them go out and shovel properties all night long, it's going to take a much longer time, and they're going to be exhausted, they're going to be burned out, they're going to be a little bit abused. And I didn't want to abuse new people to start out. I didn't want anybody. I want the work to be easy and manageable. I don't want it to be like, man, we shoveled snow, it's the hardest thing in the world. Like, the guys work for me and they're like, it's not that bad. We got 3-4 guys, we got 2 inches of snow, we got real nice shovels, and we just blow through these houses real quick. We're done with our day in like 5 to 6 hours, sometimes less if it's light. Like, it's cold out here, it's nighttime, yeah, guys want the money, but I don't know. I don't know if guys want to work 13, 14 hours out in the weather. So a lot of times when you have these big storms, who's this? Is this Mike's? Oh, we got a visitor. But a lot of times when you have these big storms, hold on one second. I'm gonna touch base with Mike. All right, Mike's Lawn and Snow is just heading out of here, but I didn't want guys to be abused. I didn't want them to feel like, hey, this is just too much. And I think maybe a couple guys already, I don't know, I already lost like half the guys on the second round of snow. It probably was due to the fact that this is a part-time thing, and you know, not everybody's going to be available for every storm, but you never know. Maybe they were looking at the weather thinking, hey, now we've got some heavy-duty snow coming, and yeah. So we're going to actually walk around the trailer. We're going to look at the damage and see just how bad it is. And I do want to talk about this trailer. One thing I don't like, I'm not sure if I'm really sold on this whole telescopic boom idea. So this telescopic boom has been a little bit annoying. And the reason I say that is because for some reason, and comment below, this is my second dump trailer. The first one, we know what happened there, but this is my second dump trailer. And with this telescopic boom, it always, whenever the temperature changes, it's like the volume of the oil changes, and it always gets a little bit of air, or not air, but it gets like a gap. Like right here, there's a gap underneath here, and it rattles, and it does all that. And you have to come into your toolbox, and you've got to lower this down after the storm. So set this here. It's supposed to be magnetic. So you've got to put it up here. So you've got to lower this down. Whenever the temperature warms up, you've got to lower it back down. So I'm wondering if this is really better than a scissor lift. I'm not totally sold that it is. I think it very well could be that a scissor lift is actually the superior lift mechanism. I know for whatever reason the industry is pushing telescopic on us, and I know they look cool when they go up and all that, but I don't know if they're really necessarily better than a scissor lift. They come with this chain on here so that you can chain it down. I'm not totally sold on the telescopic, and I've never heard anyone having problems with their scissor lifts. So let's take a look at the damage, guys. So number one thing I noticed right away is this box not being sealed. When you look inside of it, the inside of this box is pretty dirty just from doing what we did. Also too, looking at, you know, this trailer, it wasn't perfect in the start. Like, this has already been scratched. It already looked like that. I don't know how that happened. Not a big deal. I mean, it's a dump trailer, guys. So I did get the trailer washed at the truck wash after all was said and done. It looks okay. I mean, it still looks kind of dirty. Let's go ahead and raise this box up a little bit so we can see how it looks up underneath. Let's look up in here first. Oh, there's a gas can in there that I need to get out of there. Let me remove that real quick. All right, going up. All right, so I know the problem spots are going to need attention. Will be where it makes contact right here, where there's metal to metal contact. That area I'm going to actually fluid film and clean. But after the storm, I actually had the trailer washed at the truck wash. Now, one of the problems that I think I'll have with going to the truck wash is they don't use a ton of wax. Like, if you follow the channel and you saw that wax, if you saw that waxing that I did at the truck, where you just spray wax out of the gun, I don't think that's what they're doing at the truck wash. I think they're actually more or less using a stripper, not a wax coating, more just a stripper to make everything look clean right away. I don't think it leaves very much wax behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wax wash this trailer down again just to get the wax on it, and then I'll fluid film some of the critical spots. It looks like right here where this tray is, it gets a little bit of possible corrosion here where that metal flap is, and then I'm going to spray this, even though like right here it doesn't even look like it's rusting right now because it's not doing anything. You would think from all that snow that it would just be a total, you know, cancer spot, but no, It's not a problem. It's not spreading that bad. Honestly, the trailer doesn't look that much different from how it looked when I bought it. So yeah, everything looks pretty good. Pretty good. See here. Let's go. So another issue is the backside of these doors, and that's actually where I actually did have a little bit of an issue using this trailer, is these back doors. So what was happening is we had to be super cautious about how much snow was getting packed into these when we would close them up. So we had to keep cleaning out that groove, because you can't close it and then you can't force it. So I know the guys were trying to force it, but then someone noticed that we should clean those out, and one of the guys started cleaning out this channel real good so that the doors would shut. So that was a great idea, and yeah, that was one of the things to watch out for. And then sometimes when you're dealing with a lot of employees, they might not care enough to do that. So I'm glad that someone noticed that and started doing that. Now, yeah, like I'm saying though, for me, I know it was a wear and tear situation on this trailer for me to do this, but at the end of the day, I didn't want guys to get too far abused from having to go out and work with me. Looks like right here there's a little rub from that fender. Maybe from that fender. Yeah, the fender kind of hits right there. So I'll fluid film that. No biggie. Just gonna fluid film it. It's gonna be a problem no matter what. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm actually gonna go and wash this trailer with wax, and then I'll stop at home, close out this video with a closing. But see you guys once I get home after I wash this thing. Alright guys, so back home from the car wash, I went and spray waxed the whole thing, lifted up the bed and everything, and went up under everything and sprayed it. And this is kind of how it looks. It still has a little funk on it. When you look, you can kind of see that it's got that little gray. So I didn't use a brush or nothing. I just spray waxed the whole thing down. Turned out nice. Looks good. But yeah, actually was pretty impressed. What I've been doing is I've been using AMSOIL metal protector on all these moving parts already. So being that I did that, I'm not seeing a ton of rust. Usually you'll see a ton of rust up in here where there's a moving component. I'm not getting that here. It's just holding up good. So this all stayed pretty lubricated pretty nice. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and spray it again with my fluid film, AMSOIL, whatever stuff, and that'll keep it from being an issue. But at the end of the day, guys, it is going to be a dump trailer or work truck. And after doing this was pretty next level, because we had these ramps and we were able to run this big 2-stage snowblower up the ramp. Now, I'm not saying that the 2-stage snowblowers are any good as far as making a ton of money. These little guys are better, but this is what I have, and I'm not using it enough. So I mean, it was definitely better to have it than nothing, and it's useful in some situations because it'll throw some snow. It'll throw it far, so it's useful in some of those situations. But these ones are going to be the fastest ones. These ones here are going to be the fastest ones. But anyway, I'll show you guys what I'm using here. So I've got two different metal protectors that I like to use. Both are AMSOIL. So this one is the AMSOIL metal protector. It says it lubricates, frees rusty parts, and protects against corrosion. And this one is the heavy duty metal protector. It's in a bigger bottle. So the heavy duty protector I'll use up in here, where like it's not necessarily a moving part, but it kind of is like where you close the doors and stuff. I'll use the HD protector there, but then I'll use the straw on the little one, the all-purpose metal protector from AMSOIL. I think that's what it's called. What is it called? The MP metal protector. I'll use that on like these moving parts, and you can see it kind of work its way in when I'm spraying it in there. It gets into these moving parts, and this thing still moves freely, actually, even after being out in the storm. I guess a lot of that metal protector is still staying up in there, so that's what I'll do. And I'll go ahead and lift up my box a little bit and spray some of these spots up underneath. So let me hit this first real quick, and I'll probably do the rest off camera. But let's see. I just want to show you guys how this looks when it happens. So just kind of take the straw and you do that, kind of working one hand. You can also go like this, but it sometimes doesn't get air. and just gets it up in there like that. Now the first time, now even though this trailer was new, this was rusty. The first time I did this, it was like rust coming out of it, but now it's not. Now this stuff is kind of already in there. So the reason I like to use this for this purpose is it's not as messy as that HD spray. Like this stuff will just drip off. This stuff will drip off of the metal, and it won't be a big issue. Whereas this stuff is kind of nasty. But we can use this right around where it's bare metal right here, and there's literally snow up in here. But what are you gonna do? I'm doing my best. It is what it is. But yeah, this is more of the HD stuff. I'll probably go underneath and hit my springs with this HD metal protector, and I'll use like even like maybe right here where it's been a little wear from something on the door. Up in here, not a big deal. It's going to be rusty inside of the bed anyway from use. So, I mean, the inside of the dump trailer is just going to be scratched up, period. So, it's nothing really that I can do about that. I don't know if I'm going to have room to open these up all the way. But, yeah, I had to make that move to get as many machines out as possible. Now, being that I had the 450, it really had no problems with it. And probably, you know, Another thing that I did that people probably wouldn't like is the 4x4, guys. A lot of guys won't use 4x4 over 40 miles an hour. And guys, I just towed a dump trailer all day and all night with a plow with 4x4, and there was no adverse effects. And plowed with 4x4. The truck's just a beast too, so that is a factor. But anyway, guys, this is DS Trucks. See you guys in the next video. I know the use of the dump trailer was crazy, but hey, that's what we do on this channel. But anyway, see you in the next one. Over and out.